If everyone just disposed of their plastic properly, places like this would stay beautiful.
True, but is that enough?
What do you mean?
Come, let me show you something. This piece has been here for years. Even if we throw it away now, it has already been leaking.
Plastic doesn't leak. It's solid.
Oh, Ari. It looks solid, but it isn't a pure material. It's a polymer matrix mixed with additives.
Hold on. What is a polymer matrix?
Let's learn about plastic first. Plastic is a common name for synthetic polymers, a very long chain molecule made from small repeating units called monomers. Different plastics use different monomers. For instance, polyethylene, like shopping bags, is basically long chains of carbon and hydrogen. Very simple structure. No special groups sticking out, making it flexible, but also more vulnerable to sunlight over time.
Oh!
Polyvinyl chloride, or PVC, on the other hand, is different. It has chlorine atoms attached to the chain. That chlorine makes it more rigid and often needs plasticizers, like phthalates, to make it flexible.
So, PVC needs extra chemicals just to bend?
Not just in PVC. When plastic is made, manufacturers mix in extra chemicals. Plasticizers, to make it flexible. Stabilizers, so sunlight doesn't destroy it too quickly. Flame retardants, so it doesn't catch fire easily. Dyes for color, and so on. They're not chemically bonded in most cases. They're just physically trapped inside.
So these additives leak. But how?
By leaching. Leaching is a mass transfer process. It means a substance moves from a region of high concentration to a region of lower concentration. Inside this plastic, the concentration of additives is high. In the surroundings, it's low. So molecules slowly migrate outward through molecular gaps.
Oh!
Now imagine this breaks into tiny pieces. Smaller pieces mean more surface area and a shorter distance for molecules to travel to escape. That accelerates leaching. Micro and nanoplastics can release chemicals faster than a large, intact object.
It would be better if we do not break plastics into smaller pieces. The bigger the better. It's breaking apart so easily. Just from being old?
Not just age. That's physical degradation. Waves hitting it, sand rubbing against it, temperature changes, expansion in heat, contraction in cold, over and over again.
So, plastic degradation is unavoidable, I see.
Yes, and the sun makes everything faster. Ultraviolet light breaks the long chains that hold plastic together, forms tiny cracks, and increases the surface area.
Oh!
Excessive UV exposure produces highly unstable and aggressive reactive oxygen species that cause deterioration of physical properties, surface erosion, and discoloration, referred to as weathering.
Whole or fragmented, plastic continues to degrade.
Exactly. And then there is microbial degradation. Tiny bacteria attach to plastic surfaces and build communities and form a biofilm. These bacteria produce enzymes, like esterases and lipases, that can break plastic into smaller pieces.
So the plastic weakens, breaks up into micro and nanoplastics, and causes sudden leaching, right?
Yes, there are three main pathways: physical, photo, and microbial degradation. And they do not occur separately. They interact with each other. Physical and photodegradation create cracks, which increase the surface area. More surface area allows more microbial colonization. Microbes create acidic microenvironments. That accelerates chemical breakdown. It's a feedback loop.
So micro and nanoplastics release their additives rapidly. And big bottles?
Big bottles act like chemical reservoirs for decades.
K. When an object breaks, its surface area should be small, right?
No, not at all. Imagine breaking this bottle into 100 tiny pieces. Each small piece has its own surface touching water. So even though the total material is the same, the total exposed surface becomes much larger.
Makes sense.
Leaching of chemicals from these small pieces is also determined by two other processes, partitioning and diffusion. Not all plastics act the same way.
Okay, I am listening.
Some chemicals are more comfortable staying inside plastic because they hate water, or they are hydrophobic. Others, which are hydrophilic, dissolve more easily. It's like equilibrium, deciding where they feel more comfortable. This is known as partitioning.
So, choosing a hydrophobic additive can prevent leaching to a certain extent, right?
Sort of. And the second step is diffusion. Movement of additive molecules. Inside plastic, molecules wiggle and slowly travel toward the surface. In softer, flexible plastics like polyethylene, they move faster. And in harder, rigid plastics like polyvinyl chloride, they move slowly.
So not all plastic leaks at the same speed. So once these additives reach the surface, they just float away?
Not instantly. There's a thin, stagnant layer of water around every particle. It's called the aqueous boundary layer. If water is still, that layer is thick, and chemicals struggle to escape. If water flows fast, that layer gets stripped away.
Oh! Kay, I've heard a lot about recycling plastic. Does it really help in reducing plastic burden, or even microplastics?
It does help, Ari, in important ways. Recycling reduces the amount of plastic going into landfills and oceans. It also saves energy compared to making brand new plastic from fossil fuels.
That sounds like a solution.
It's part of the solution. But here's the catch. Recycled plastic isn't exactly like new plastic. When plastic is recycled, it's shredded, melted, and remade. That process weakens the material a little each time. Weaker plastic can break down more easily, which means it can still generate microplastics. And recycling doesn't remove all the chemicals already inside plastic either.
So recycling reduces waste, but it doesn't completely stop microplastics?
Exactly. It helps manage plastic, but it doesn't eliminate the problem. Recycling is important, but it's not a magic fix. I think it's a bigger science discussion. Let's keep recycling for another science day.
Kay, how do these chemicals enter us? I presume it's through food and water.
You are right. They enter mostly through food and water. But some microplastics and additives can enter through nasal inhalation and skin contact.
That's alarming.
Microplastics covered by biofilms, also called Plastosphere, act like another boundary layer, traps chemicals like a sponge, change the surroundings, and make plastic smell like food.
So animals eat it more?
Yes, it becomes a Trojan horse. See, leaching doesn't stop at the river. It follows food webs. Microplastics have been found in blood, lungs, and even the placenta. These microplastics can mimic hormones like estrogen and disturb the delicate balance that controls growth, development, and reproduction.
So this trash is now a part of a whole chain reaction.
It's not trash, Ari. It's a dynamic material interacting with an ecosystem. It has become a part of our new normal.
We created something stable. We designed it to last. But we didn't design what happens after. Maybe the lesson isn't just cleaning. Maybe it's taking responsibility for what we create.
Nothing we invent exists alone. It will enter the system, and the system always responds. Thanks for watching with us, friends. If you had fun learning today, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share this video.